Yo, good morning, Woodland family. What is up? Well, I guess it's morning for you. It is nighttime for me. It is actually exactly 10 o'clock for me, as you can see, right? 10 o'clock. I guess it could be 10 o'clock for you, depending on when you decide to do your school for the day, or it could be afternoon, or, at this point, what even is time? Who really cares? We're all quarantined inside our home anyway. Guess it doesn't really matter, does it? Speaking of, since we are all here together, I thought I would share a little video with you. I decided that just instructions on Schoology is a little too impersonal for me. You guys know me, I like to talk, I like to build relationships, so I thought a video would be a little bit better choice for me personally rather than just have, instructions on do this, 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 and this, and this. I thought it would be better to do things a little differently. So I decided that I'm going to start making daily videos, all right? Now, hopefully each of those videos are going to give instructions. Hopefully they're going to be a little engaging and entertaining for you rather than just sitting here and listening to me talk, right? Hopefully I can at least provide to you some entertainment for the day. That's kind of my goal as well. You can't go anywhere or do anything, so I thought maybe I could not only teach you a little bit about social studies, but I could also, give you some laughs out of the day. So speaking of, I thought that I would show you, give you a little tour of my home classroom because, as teachers, we like to practice at home. So I thought I'd show you a little bit of my home classroom. Um, that's a joke, but I thought I would show you where at least I'm doing this from. So as you can see, right, got a nice little bookshelf there. All those books. Yeah, wonderful. My wife and I have read all of those, unfortunately. Got a nice window here that, makes me wish I could go outside and actually do something, but unfortunately I cannot, but that's okay. And then further back here, we've got my whiteboard. Notice it also has a calendar with it. You notice the calendar's blank because I don't really work on a calendar all that well. But the whiteboard side of it actually works fairly well. We'll talk about that in a minute. Up here, got degrees from Kennesaw State, right? My wife and I, because, display them, why not? We worked for them and paid a lot of money for them. Thought I might as well hang it up. And then we've got just an inspirational quote because, I'm all about that life. So right here says, be the most brilliant color in the box. It doesn't matter what color you are. Doesn't matter if you are blue, if you're yellow, if it's purple, or heck, even if you're like me and your favorite color is gray. Whatever color you choose to be the most brilliant one, the brightest. That's what matters. Now, some of you are probably like, God, okay, can you please just give me the instructions? Yes, I can. So let's talk specifically about what I expect from you, okay? Basically, the assignments so far, all of them have followed the same basic layout. You've got the warm-up, the opening, the work session, and the closing, right? And a lot of you are kind of confused about what to do on each section. So what I want to do is kind of go through and explain to you what I expect from each section. A lot of you have been sending me the same messages on Schoology about the same things, and I'm just, honestly, it's so much easier for me to just be able to explain it to you in person this way, okay? So that's what we're going to do. So I have my little handy-dandy checklist here. So, right here, first things first, we got the warm-up. Let's talk about the warm-up really quickly. So the warm-up basically is a little different because in class, I want you guys to keep them all week and then we'll talk about them on Friday. Well, this is a little different. I want you to submit it and upload the warm-up every single day. Now, there's a couple different ways that people have done it. A lot of you have been copying and pasting it and then just highlighting the correct answer. Totally fine by me. I dig that. I don't really care. That's fine. Some of you have just been putting like warm-up and then just the answer like A, communism, or whatever it was. That's fine too, okay? I don't care how you choose to do it. I just need to know that you know it. I just need to know that you answered it and what the answer that you chose was, all right? That's it. I don't care what format you use. That's what I need to know, all right? So that's the warm-up. Pretty easy. Need to just submit one every day. Now, number 2 on the checklist, opening an I can statement. Oh my gosh. I have gotten so many questions about this, and to be honest, the instructions are just a little bit vague. So let me explain it to you because a lot of you guys are making it out way, way, way more difficult than it needs to be. Okay, very, very simple. Should take you like 2 seconds max. You take the standard, which today is explain the environmental issues or explain the impact of environmental issues in Africa or something like that. You're taking that exact standard, the wording and everything, and you're putting the words I can in front of it. That's it. That's an I can statement. You were saying, I can explain the environmental issues in Africa. Boom, done. See you later. Right? That's it. It's simple. A lot of you guys are making it way more complicated than it needs to be. That's all you're doing. I can copy and paste the standard. Done. All right? So please make sure you're doing that. It just lets us know that you know what the standard is and you know what you're working on. Okay? That's it. Now, let's go to work session. Now, the work session will vary depending on the day. Sometimes it'll be answering questions, sometimes it'll be reading an article, sometimes it'll be watching a video, right? So it just kind of depends. So each day, I'm going to make one of these videos and explain exactly what the work session is so that way you know and kind of understand. All right, cool. So essentially for today, what your work session is going to be is we're moving on to environmental issues, and it's really, really cool what we're doing. So to kind of introduce it, you are going to watch a YouTube video that's I think like 9 or 10 minutes long, and it's about a lady, or I guess a group of ladies, there was 5 of them, in Gambia, in Africa, which is a kind of poor area. They had a problem with pollution. Essentially what they had an issue with was plastic bags. They had a lot of plastic bags because plastic bags don't break down. They were just being polluted all around their city and all around their town and village. So what these ladies decided to do is it was so cool. They basically figured out how to make plarn out of these plastic bags. Now, plarn basically stands for plastic yarn. And they would create this sort of plarn, and they would make things like wallets, purses, bracelets, sometimes even clothes out of these polluted plastic bags. And they would clean them and wash them off and things like that. And it was not only solving their pollution problem, it was also solving their economic problem, because they could then make these things for free. It was just stuff that was polluting their homes, and then they could turn around and sell them for a profit, and they were actually making a lot of money, and it changed their whole village. These 5 ladies changed their whole village and their whole town because they were actually able to make enough money to survive, which is so cool. So basically this video that you're going to watch is going to show you and kind of tell you and walk you through the story of this lady, and then she got some other ladies to help her as well, creating these plarn objects. And then what you're going to do is you're actually going to create your own plarn object. So if you remember, I think it was like day 2, I asked you to get a plastic bag, and then we would talk about it later. Now's the time where you're going to use your plastic bag. You are going to turn your plastic bag into a bracelet. Now, I was going to do it for you. I was going to demonstrate it for you, but if we're being honest, mine didn't turn out so good. So what I did instead is I found an awesome video on YouTube that's like 3 minutes long that walks you through step-by-step process to show you how to create your own plarn bracelet, which is really cool. So what you're going to do is you're going to attempt to create that bracelet. All you need is the plastic bag, some scissors, and some tape. The video says duct tape, but it doesn't really matter. You can use like Scotch tape too. You're just going to have to use a little more of it. So it's going to walk you through, and you're going to create your bracelet. Now, once you do that, I want you to take a picture with it, whether you just like hold it up to your webcam and take a picture, whether you take a picture of it around your wrist, whether you just want to place it on a table and take a picture of it. I don't really care how you do that, but you're going to take a picture of your bracelet and you're going to put it on the Word document. So the Word document you submit to me, it should have a picture of your bracelet that you made. Now listen very carefully. If your bracelet turns out like mine, which was atrocious, I still want you to take a picture of it because I need to see that you attempted the assignment, right? I always tell you I'm not grading on your creativity or how well you color. I'm grading on, did you do it to the best of your ability? If I can tell you tried on this bracelet, I'll give you credit for doing it, okay? But some of you, I know you're going to really like this and it's going to turn out really, really good. Some of you crafty and artsy people. But again, if you're like me, just take a picture of what you attempted and that'll be good. But you have to take a picture of something so I can at least see that you tried to do it, okay? And it's actually really cool. It turns out pretty cool when you're done. So that's the work session for today. So let's move on and see what else we got here. Next, air visual. My goodness, I've got a ton of questions about the air visual thing too. Again, making it way more complicated than it needs to be. So basically what you are doing is you're choosing three cities. One city needs to be in either Africa or Asia. One city needs to be in Bartow County, so like Taylorsville, Adairsville, Harley, Cartersville, Kingston, Cassville, any city in Bartow County. And then the last city can be somewhere as long as it's not in Georgia. So you can use any other city in any other state or country or whatever. So those three cities, you're getting on that link to Air Visual, and you are searching in the search bar those three cities, and you are writing down whatever their air quality is, like 2, 68, 150, 300, whatever it is at the time. That's the number you write down. You are doing that for the same three cities every single day, not new cities. Same three cities every single day, and you're seeing how they change, whether they stay the same, whether they go up one day, down one day, whatever. So you are doing those three cities every single day. All right, that's all Air Visual is. Stop trying to make it too complicated. That's it. All right, and then lastly, we have the closing. So most of the time your closing is just going to be CNN 10 and writing 2 facts. And here's the reason why I still have you watching this and why it's so important. Because we're quarantined inside of our little box, right? Some of your parents may be watching the news all the time. And if that's the case, that's fine. Just maybe write down 2 facts from the news that you've seen. But CNN 10 gives it, it breaks it down into a little easier to understand information. And it kind of gives you different things as well. So I want you to still be caught up on what's going on in the world around you, even though we might be stuck. You can still see what else is going on. And to be honest with you, there's not a whole lot going on in the world because we're all kind of stuck like this, right? But please still do that and just watch it, write 2 facts, boom, done, move on. Now, one other thing that I've added to the closing, which is at the very, very bottom of the instructions, is I've put on there a geography Quizlet for Africa. So it has it's just like any of the normal Quizlets that I've made. It has the countries and physical features on it, so you can do the matching games, the quizzes, or whatever to kind of help you remember what's what. We usually have a map test. We're not going to do that yet. We are going to wait, and right now, April 1st, which is the first day that we're supposed to come back from these digital learning things, where we're going to all come back together, that's going to be when you're going to have a test over the physical features and environmental issues in countries of Africa. Okay. Now you'll be prepared for that. We'll give you a study guide next week, and we'll do some sort of review as much as we can and that sort of thing. But you will be tested over it, so please make sure you know it. All right, that's super important. Please make sure you know what you're doing. So please maybe take 5 or 10 minutes each day and play around on the Quizlet for a little bit. All right. Now, frequently asked questions is our last section. So frequently asked questions, some of the things that I've heard are, do we have to do this every single day, or can we skip 3 days and then catch up? I personally would like for you to do it every single day. Here's why. I try to comment feedback on every single person's post that they submit. A lot of you guys have seen that. I've said something like, great job, keep up the good work. Maybe you did something wrong, and I said, maybe you should need to look at number 12 again. It should be this, or please format it like this, or you missed this section, or something like that. I try to comment on every single person's submission. So if you're not submitting them until the day after, I've already moved on. I can't look at your posts or your submissions from Tuesday when I'm getting new posts in from Friday. All right. It's just really difficult for me to keep up because I have 120 of you guys that I got to check in on. Okay. So I would really, really, really like for you to do it the day of. Now, if you don't get feedback on your submission, it's not because it's wrong. It's not because I don't like you. It's not because I'm ignoring you. It's just I have 120 of you, and it depends on the time when you post it. I'm online during the day, during my office hours when I'm supposed to be. But if you submit it at 10:30 at night, I may not see it. I may be making a video like I am right now, right? Or sometimes I'll be in bed, who knows? Sometimes I may be outside wishing I could go somewhere and just staring up into space and wondering what I'm doing. You never know. But if I don't get to your submission, it's not because, again, it's just because I just didn't see it, or I don't have time, or just because you submitted it later or whatever, all right? Feel free to comment back on those submissions, get some interaction going, right? I miss you guys. I miss being able to joke around with you guys. I miss being able to talk to you guys. You know, I've been locked with my wife and my dog, which don't get me wrong, I love. They're awesome. But at the same time, when I'm used to talking to 120 of you every day, going from that to like, you know, two people, a little rough. So go ahead and talk. Feel free to just message me with a little smiley face, make my day, right? Who knows? I want to try to keep this as interactive as possible. I don't want you to just type answers into a Word document and move on. I want you to get something out of it. And if I can do that by helping make videos, fan freaking tastic, right? Now that being said, I do want to also try to make other videos, not just videos of giving you instructions. I want to try making videos like walking you through a PowerPoint or something like that, as if we were actually in class. I don't know how well it's going to work, but I at least want to try it. For one, I'm really bored, and also I think it would really help you. Rather than just looking at a PowerPoint, if you don't understand something, just like Googling the answer or whatever, if I can be there to help explain it, hopefully that'll help. Okay, so that's kind of my goal. I've created a YouTube channel for it. This is the first video on it. So if you want to like subscribe to that or look at it or whatever, so that way you can kind of keep track of what I'm posting. If I can actually post some videos, and hey, who knows, maybe I get really bored and post some entertaining things too. Maybe I'll be a vlogger. You never know, right? I can't leave the house. What else I got to do? But anyway, so please check that out. Keep the last thing I want to say is keep up the good work. You guys are doing awesome, being flexible through this. It's different for all of us. We've never done this before. You guys have never done this before. It's weird. It's different. But please just keep doing the work that you're doing. Some of the work that I've seen from you guys is really good. So keep it up. All right. Keep up the good work. Now I'm done. I'm sure you guys are done listening to me. There's one thing left on here, which is stay safe, fools.